Hi students! We're going to go over page 56 in our book to review everything we've learned so far this quarter as we look at chapter 5, word forms. Okay, so if you have your book, you can open it up, and if you want to time yourself as you read, this has got about 150 words in it, so set your timer for 90 seconds, 90 minutes. And try to read this twice. If you read it twice, that's 200 words a minute. If you read it 1.5 times, that's 150, just like we've been doing in class. All right, and then after you know your reading rate for the day, let's look at this paragraph. We're especially looking at how the sentences are joined and what forms of speech the underlined words take. So this very first sentence, we're evaluating it for whether or not it's a good topic sentence. Learning a new language can be one of the hardest tasks for an adult, but it's not impossible. So we've learned about gerund subjects, right? And here is a gerund subject. It's a great way to introduce your topic and to present your main idea about adults learning a new language. Not impossible, but hard. Alrighty, so here's the verb modal, can, and the base form after it. And here's the to be verb. It's the S is the is, right? And so this underlined word hardest is an adjective modifying tasks. And the joining word is a little but right there, but joining to show the contrast. Here's another joining word, although, showing contrast. It's at the very beginning of two sentences. Children learn, comma, adults can be. So if the joining word is at the beginning, if it's a subordinating conjunction like although, you can put it first. That's great. And just make sure you have a comma between the two clauses to show the reader that this is where one sentence ends and the next one begins. It's kind of like showing the reader how to structure your ideas, right? You don't want the reader to do very much work. And here's another little joining word, if. A very powerful but tiny joining word. And it's joining this third clause, if they are dedicated. There's the verb are, right? Let's see. Easily is an adverb talking about how you can learn. And successful is an adjective talking about adults can be successful after the be verb. You usually find adjectives, not always, but at the beginning, small sentences, you can find adjectives. Okay, what's the subject of the following sentence? Personality. All right, so personality is an abstract subject, right? You can't see it, you can't touch it. I can't give you personality, but it is a very good way to start a sentence if you're talking about an important part of language learning. Personality, that's an interesting idea. And here's the tiny be verb, is to follow after personality. Abstract nouns are singular, so it's in the right form. Extroverts can learn. There's the modal can and the base form learn. Language is quicker than introverts because, joining word right there, they naturally speak a lot. All right, naturally is an adverb. Extroverts and introverts, do you know what these words mean? A good synonym for extrovert is outgoing, and maybe a good synonym for introverts are people who are quiet. I wouldn't say shy per se because introverts are always thinking, but maybe quiet. Quiet people, quiet. Yeah, introvert is a word for people, huh? And so is extrovert. Alrighty. One of the worst factors for language learning is a high level of anxiety. So worst is the modifying factor. It's an adjective. You remember bad, worse, worst. It's the third place. Comparison. Here's a tiny be verb. One is the subject and is the verb. And this idea is pretty fascinating, that if you're stressed out, it's hard to learn a language. So if you move to a new country and you're trying to learn the language, give yourself some leeway. So give yourself a break for the first month or two while you adjust, because your brain is not open and relaxed, right? It's like, lots of stresses every day. Here's if, joining and a comma between the two clauses. If someone feels comfortable, he or she is more likely to communicate in a new language. Alrighty, here's a transition. This is what I really wanted to show you, because we've been talking about transitions. Besides an outgoing personality and a low level of anxiety, comma, ooh, what a lovely transition between extrovert personality and anxiety affecting language learning. You say, besides this and that, and then you introduce your third idea. High levels of motivation improve language learning. And then I imagine this person's going to keep writing about a high level of motivation. Here's a joining word. When a person has important reasons to learn a language, it makes the process easier. All right, when is the joining word? It's at the beginning. So what do you need between the clauses? What? Yeah, you're right, a comma. And it is the subject, makes is the verb, easier is adjective, comparing. And then finally, various factors work together to make learning a new language easy or difficult, but learners must remember that it can be done with a lot of hard work. All right, we see infinitive phrase here. We see a gerund phrase here. All the things that we've been studying in one paragraph. Pretty cool, huh? Plus a beautiful transition word. All right, that's our review for now, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!